Welcome to Southerntimes on EveAfrique News from the depths of the Niger Delta. I am Omotola Agbelusi, making the headlines. International Women's Day celebrated with market women in Port Harcourt. Nigeria Association of Women Journalists calls for gender equality. PhD introduces new electricity billing system in 4 states. Vigilante killed 3 suspected cultists in Rivers community. In our special reports, Real Madrid Academy, Governor Wike has laid a standard for the nation to emulate, says Sports Minister Mr. Sunday Dare. We will be right back after this break. In the 8th day in the month of March, African women join the rest of the world to celebrate the International Women's Day, IWD. The day is important as it reminds women all over the world the historic journey of women around the world and the steps they have taken to better their lives. In this regard, the wife of the late pastor of Gateway International Church and the leader of Deborah's Cradle, Mrs. Manuela Nzonwa, marked the day at the Maiwan Market in Port Harcourt with the theme, I Choose to Challenge. The day comes as a reminder to say that women have achieved lots of things despite the challenges they face. Though the journey is still far, there is still plenty of work to do. Manuela Izunwa and other women reached out to the market women with free medical support and some health talk to crown the day. The market women expressed their excitement with the women who came to the market to celebrate this year's Women's Day with them. The Nigerian Association of Women Journalists, NAWOJ, Rivers State Council, has called for gender equality between men and women in the society. The association, in a statement issued to mark this year's International Women's Day, says it is unacceptable for any society in modern times to discriminate against women or relegate the female folk to the background either at home, offices, or in leadership positions. The statement, which was signed by the NAWOJ Chairman and Secretary, Mrs. Susan Serikara Nwekana and Doris Morrison, respectively, described the theme for this year's International Women's Day, which is Choose to Challenge, as apt, and urged women in Nigeria and all over the world to challenge the negative narratives that have continued to be a hurdle in the achievement of women's emancipation in the society. The Rivers State NAWOJ says this year's celebration of Women's Day provides yet another opportunity for women to make a deliberate choice to challenge every hurdle that hinders their growth and development or obstacles and prevent them from achieving their heart's desires. International Women's Day message from Her Excellency Maureen P. Tamuno. In the midst of the challenges of COVID-19, the choices you make determine your future. Therefore, be positive and resolute to make the right choices. Women are deep in thoughts naturally. Therefore, even in this challenging moment, think through. Make the right decisions, no barrier, break the glass cliff, and set the pace in your field of endeavors. I celebrate women in leadership globally for standing tall in the midst of challenges. We all can. Choose to overcome challenges and move to your next level. See you at the top. A federal high court sitting in Port Harcourt will, on the 15th of April 2021, deliver judgment in a matter instituted by members of Rivers Anti-Corruption Network against Rivers State Government and Accountant General of the state. Sebastian Palap and Aruchuku Paul Ubonna, who are plaintiffs in the suit, wants the Accountant General of the state and Rivers State Government, who are defendants, to make available documents on the cost of construction of some parts and ongoing projects in the state in compliance with democratic tenets of accountability to the citizenry. The plaintiff also want the court to compel the state government to stop carrying out projects that are not part of the budget unless when necessary and which must also follow due process. President Muhammadu Buhari on Tuesday flagged off the $3.2 billion Port Harcourt to Maiduguri narrow gauge railway reconstruction project with new branch lines to Owerri, Imo State, and Damaturu, Yobe State. The project, which is to be co-financed by a loan from a syndicate of Chinese financiers with federal government contribution of 15% project cost, includes the Bonny Deep Sea Port and Railway Industrial Park. Port Harcourt is being developed through direct investment by the conglomerate-led Mercer CCECC Nigeria Limited with a total investment portfolio of $3.2 billion. Upon completion, trains on the Port Harcourt to Maiduguri Eastern Narrow Gauge Railway will run at 60 to 80 kilometers per hour and 80 to 100 kilometers per hour for freight and passengers respectively. The news continues in the break. Do join us again. Welcome back. Do follow us on Twitter at EveAfrique News, on Instagram at EveAfriqueNG, and on Facebook it's EveAfrique Business and News. The Port Harcourt Electricity Distribution Company, PHED, says it has introduced a new electronic billing system to make payments of electricity bills easy for customers in 4 states in its franchise area. These states are Akwa Ibom, Bayelsa, Cross Rivers, and Rivers States. PHD Acting Manager of Corporate Communication, Mrs. Chioma Aninwe, announced this in a statement on Tuesday in Port Harcourt. Aninwe says the service allows customers on post-payment meters to receive their monthly bill via SMS and email at the beginning of every month in line with the company's billing cycle. The electronic bill or e-bill is one out of many initiatives that the PHED management has lined up in order to ease the burden on customers. PHED is striving to actualize its vision of becoming the #1 electricity distribution company in Nigeria. End of quote. To subscribe to this service, customers are advised to fill the Know Your Customer or KYC form at the PHD offices nearest to you, or log on to www.kyc.phd.com.ng. Ex-agitators of the Niger Delta, under the aegis of the Refined Niger Delta Militants, RNDM, comprising of all former militants in Phase 1, 2, and 3 across the 9 Niger Delta states, have raised the alarm on Sunday, March 7, 2021, after an emergency meeting at Machiva Hotel, Warri, Delta State. The group have revolted against the new condition for all intending students to sit for the Joint Admission and Matriculation Board JAMB examinations, for them to be considered for admission into any higher institution as beneficiaries of the Presidential Amnesty Program. You will recall that the ex-agitators were sent to various universities without the process of writing the Joint Admission and Matriculation Board JAMB examinations. The aggrieved repentant agitators, in what they describe as utter sabotage and deliberate attempt to thwart the genuine effort of the federal government to restore permanent peace in the Niger Delta, stated that the new move by General Milan Dikio will not stand the test of time. They insist that the move could lead to anarchy and chaos in the oil-rich region. They want for General Dikio to immediately deploy them to the various universities the federal government is partnering with to train them academically within the next 1 week, or expect an unusual protest that will crumble the nation's economy. A vigilante group in Iba community, Emoha local government area of Rivers State, has killed 3 suspected cultists who were said to have been terrorizing the area. The chairman of the local government council, Tom Alize, had banned all vigilante groups in the area following complaints of high-handedness and human rights abuse by residents. A community source told our correspondent that some repentant cultists had formed a new group and were terrorizing the area from a newly built camp in the community before they were dislodged. A young man in the area who spoke on the condition of anonymity alleged that the vigilante group, the Iba Security Peace Advisory Committee, defied the ban slammed on their activities to lay siege to the camp of the suspected cult members. He expressed fears that residents might find it difficult to resettle should there be another round of crisis in the Iba community. President of Ngbatawo Youth Congress in Emoha local government area of Rivers State, Mr. Jeremiah Baduochi, and his siblings have been accused of chopping off the left hand of one Alexander Goodchild Elekwa on Friday morning in the community. Mr. Justice Elekwa, who is a cousin to the victim and also to the financial secretary of the youth body, in an interview with our correspondent, explained that he was inside his house in the morning when he heard noise, and when he came out, he saw people running. Mr. Elekwa disclosed that the youth president and his siblings allegedly went to his uncle's house with matches to look for his uncle when the victim, who was coming back from the stream, approached the youth president to inquire what the problem is. According to Mr. Elekwa, one of the siblings of the youth president collected the machete the youth leader was holding and allegedly used it to chop off the left hand of Mr. Alexander Goodchild Elekwa for no just cause. The financial secretary revealed that the victim was immediately rushed to the University of Port Harcourt Teaching Hospital, UPTH, where the incident was reported at Rumoji Police Division in Emoha local government area. The youth president of Ngbatawo, Mr. Jeremiah Baduochi, in a telephone interview denied allegation, describing it as untrue and false. The spokesperson of Rivers State Police Command, SP Nnamdi Omoni, is yet to respond to text messages sent to his mobile phone by our reporter. President Muhammadu Buhari on Thursday inaugurated the 16 billion newly completed office complex of the Niger Delta Development Commission (NDDC), which work started in 1996. Akpabio said that the building, which started in 1996, witnessed slow pace of work until 2019, when President Buhari committed to its completion. The road to completion of the over 16 billion NDDC office edifice started when I visited the building in 2019 and learned that the project commenced 25 years ago in 1996. End of quote. Akpabio said that although the building had been completed, he would still meet with the Federal Executive Council to approve contracts for the furnishing of the entire office space. He berated past administration and NDDC boards who, rather than focus on completion of the office building, preferred to pay 300 million naira yearly to rent its old office. He said that the completion of the building was seen by many as a great achievement for the socio and economic development of the Niger Delta. Akwa also commended past administrations, NDDC boards, staff members, Rivers government, and host communities for contributing to the completion of the building. Moving on to sports. Rivers State Governor Nyesom Ezenwo-Wike has restated his commitment to sport development in the state, hence the major investment in sporting facilities and policies. Governor Wike stated this at the golf section of the Port Harcourt Club, where he teed off the Rivers State Governors Golf Championship with the theme Golf for Physical and Mental Wellness towards Socio-Economic Development. Represented by the Rivers State Commissioner of Sports, Honorable Boma Iyaye, the governor commended Port Harcourt Club's golf section for bringing professional golfers to the state, which he says is home to all Nigerians. He noted that since he assumed office as the governor of Rivers State, he has provided a fertile ground for sporting activities to thrive, in addition to hosting several national and international competitions. The state's chief executive stated that he would collaborate with the Golfers Association in Rivers State to organize more competitions as a way of growing the sport and making it more accessible to a wide variety of people. Governor Nyesom Wike was welcomed by the General Manager of Professional Golfers Association, PGA, Mike Alika, and Secretary Jide Bolaji, who gave the opening remarks in welcoming the governor, saying that the tournament was organized in honor of Governor Wike because of his monumental achievements in his landmark projects scattered across the states. Southerntimes continues after this break. Stay with us. Welcome back. In a special report, the Real Madrid Academy in Port Harcourt has laid a standard for football development for others to emulate. The Minister of Youth and Sport, Mr. Sunday Dare, said this while inaugurating the academy in Port Harcourt on Tuesday. He added that the academy established by Nyesom Ezenwo-Wike is a worthy venture and a long-term investment in human capital development that will soon be a revenue earner and the new oil well of Rivers State. He also declared that the academy will change the age-long wrong perception and narrative about Rivers and Nigeria as it produces future stars for the country and also for one of the best teams in the world, Real Madrid. The minister noted that Nigeria is blessed with abundance of talent in football and has consistently been an exporter of footballers across the globe. He said Governor Wike has offered another opportunity to export Nigerian talents, saying only Morocco and Port Harcourt host Real Madrid Academy in the entire African continent. The Real Madrid Football Academy, Port Harcourt, founded in 2019 after Rivers State was given the franchise to operate by the Real Madrid Foundation, has been completed in a record time with the main objective to promote the values in football as a profession. The Real Madrid Football Academy, Port Harcourt, is an educational tool capable of contributing to the comprehensive development of the personality of our youths by creating jobs and wealth. The academy divides its activities into sports, education, and culture. This is in sync with philosophy of combining education and sports. Mr. Sunday Dare commended Governor Wike for his vision and commitment to building the academy, which is in consonance with the federal government's grassroots development program. Governor Wike said the academy, which has educational arm as well, will groom both male and female footballers. He employed parents to allow their children who are talented footballers to attend the academy. That's it on Southerntimes on EveAfrique News from the depths of the Niger Delta. Do follow us on our Twitter handle, EveAfrique News. On Instagram, it's EveAfriqueNG. And on Facebook, it's EveAfrique Business and News. Coronavirus is a deadly disease. Use a face mask at all times. Avoid large gatherings. Stay healthy. Stay safe. I am Omotola Agbelusi. Thank you for listening.